good. Actually, the thing is that if in between we can do a little bit conversational thing, like if anyone has any thing to ask in between, if you can just
Yes, please. Sure.
yeah, then the people will remain engaged. The
Sure, ma'am.
participants will remain engaged. Otherwise, what is happening that continuous listening, some of them are like leaving and again joining, again leaving, joining.
Uh-huh.
So that way it is happening. So if it is little bit engaged in asking them their problem, their issues, automatically in that context, you can also help out.
Sure,
Like
ma'am. Sure.
how they want and where we are lacking and what is happening exactly.
Yes, ma'am. I got your point.
Yeah, that's nice. This is another 2 minutes to go.
Okay,
So we will just see this.
I've made it little simple only, ma'am, because I got to understand that the group of people will be self-help group people.
Yeah.
So try to get the not too much in depth in the sense, let's see how they look into this particular session for today. And
Yeah.
accordingly, whatever queries they have, that will be also addressed to.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah, but you do you know Oriya a little bit?
Odia আসছি but এটি born and brought up ଅଛି Bombay ରେ so ସେଥିପାଇଁ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ଆଉ ନିଖିଆ ପାଇଁ ତ ଆସୁନି ଘରରେ ଓଡିଆ କଥା ହଉଛି ମୋର ବାହାଘର ଶାଶୁଘର ତ କାଲକାଟା ସେ ପାଇଁ ଟିକେ ଟାନ୍ ବେଙ୍ଗଲୀରେ ଆସିବ କାହିଁକି ସେ ଏପଟେ ତ ବାଂଲା କଥା হয় ଆଉ ଏମିତି ତ
But you sound so sweet, you know. You sound so sweet. This is Bengali accent, and then the Hindi is into, and then the palette is so quite definitely. It is obvious that it will be a little bit difficult, but it sounds so sweet. Actually, I went to the World Trade Center function, and yesterday night I returned from Mumbai. So it was a wonderful experience over there. A lot of consulates and country heads had come, and definitely whatever the other progressive state women are doing, definitely I would love to incorporate those ideas into the various organizations and various participants here, the women entrepreneurs here. Let's see.
Yes, that's so interesting. Actually, this time also, ma'am, we are actually asked by the board, Securities Exchange Board of India, how many languages we know, because when we need to connect with the audience, we need to make them feel comfortable. So, ସେମିତି ତ 5ଟା languages ଜଣା ଅଛି ଏଇଠି ରହିଛି ତ ମରାଠୀ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ତ ଦରକାରୀ ଅଛି ତ ଆମେ ଗାଁକୁ ବି ଯାଇକି ଏମିତି ମରାଠୀରେ lectures conduct କରିଛନ୍ତି police force ପାଇଁ fire brigade officials ପାଇଁ self help group ପାଇଁ and UG and PG graduate students.
Okay.
In the three are on the line. Last Saturday, to engineering college faculty members thankpai nahi thili. So, just working on a freelance basis.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. No. I just want to know because some self-help group women will be there.
Yes,
they are there, and then little bit in Odia. If they ask, at least if you answer them in Hindi or English, they'll understand. But
Odia আসছি, but আপন যেতে fluency शायद টিকে উপর তলে হবো তোমাদের ক্ষমা করিবে
that is absolutely manageable. That's not a pain at all. This just only thing is that you have to understand the language. Like I was in Maharashtra for 30 years. So I 200% I understand Marathi and I 20% I can speak. But वही है कि समझने से हो जाता है काम. फिर बाकी आप उनको कैसे भी करके समझाओ that can be managed. That आपको समझना चाहिए कि वो कुछ जानना क्या चाहते हैं, फिर आप समझा सकते हो, ऐसा नहीं. That's okay. So your video is not visible. Your video is not there.
Okay. I actually don't put on the video directly, get into the PowerPoint presentation. So
that's okay. That is okay. That's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay. So at the moment, where are you sitting right now? In Bhubaneswar or in Calcutta?
No, Bombay. I'm settled in Mumbai.
Acha,
Navi
you were
Mumbai, to be more precise.
Navi Mumbai, where?
It is Vashi,
Acha,
Palm Beach Road, re achhi jagah.
acha, Palm Beach Road. Acha, acha, Palm Beach Road. Vashi, Palm Beach Road is extent because I was staying in Nerul and Nerul for 28 years, Nerul. So, Sector 21.
That's a nice area.
Sector 21, Nerul, near the DMart and
My friend stays there.
near the DMart. And आपका भी वो पाम बीच वाला भी तो कुछ कम नहीं, सामने का मैंग्रोव है, लॉन्ग मैंग्रोव, एंड यू कैन सी द पूरा आजकल वो साइबेरियन क्रेन्स आते हैं पिंक कलर का, फ्लेमिंगोस जैसा आते हैं, हर एक यहाँ बोर्ड लग गया है चारों बाजू, पिंक पिंक. हाँ. वही.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful place over here. And
Yeah.
so born and brought up in Bandra actually. And after marriage, I come to Navi Mumbai.
Okay. So I think it's 5-3. Let's see how many participants. I will request all participants to mute their system and to sit or attend properly. If dressed properly, then you switch on your video. If not dressed properly, please switch off your video. Video mode re rakhantu nahi jodi properly dress hei nahanti. जदि फॉर्मल ड्रेस रे अछंती ताहले वीडियो ऑन करंतु नहले ऑडियो रे आपण माने सुनी पारिबे आ ऑडियो टाको बंद करिकरी रखिबे जते बेले कहिबा को पड़िबो सेते बेले ऑडियो ऑन करिवे आपनकर समस्तकर कन्वर्सेशन टा नहले आउट हे जाउची अन्य माने सुनुचंती घर भितरे कोन कथा वार्ता होची सो प्लीज जते बेले हमर ए भलिया मीटिंग होची दया करी ए डेकोरम टाको टिके रखिबे दिस इज माय हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट टू एवरीवन. Mr. Om, can we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we start? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today, I have the privilege. I myself am Ushasi Rath. On behalf of Odisha Corporation Foundation, I got the privilege to have a good session with Madam Sushma Gautam Das. She is ACB, SEBI Smart Qualified Trainer and Empaneled Trainer to many more organizations. Today's topic is a very important and very interesting topic, and this is about the financial literacy for women. So I would mu samastanku request karibi jo mane अंकर किछि कथा वार्ता भितरे किछि क्वेश्चन आसीबो आपनकु 1 मिनिट मैडम कहि करी आपण माने कथा हे परिबे. मैडम कैन अंडरस्टैंड ओडिया वेरी वेल, कैन स्पीक आल्सो ओडिया, तेनु किछि काहर असुविधा होबार नाही. आपण माने कोठी किछि आपनकर जदी इशू थुबो आपण कहि परिबे ओडिया रे. थैंक यू सो मच. And Madam Sushma, now over to you. You can just say something about you and can go on putting light on this today's topic, financial literacy. Over to you, ma'am. Hello, Sushma ma'am. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Over to you.
Okay, now is it all right?
Yeah, all right.
Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome for today's session. I'd like to thank Madam Rath and Ushasi Rath and the foundation that's working for such a noble cause. I, Mrs. Sushma Das, I'm a teacher by profession, a lecturer, and I have completed my MCom, B.Ed, Along with that, I have also done my PG MD from Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, Pune, and specialization has been finance and business administration. I've also completed my MHRM from ITM University. And currently I'm working as a freelance trainer for the Securities and Exchange Board of India, the National Institute of Securities Markets, the National Center for Financial Education, National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, and Centrally Depository Services Limited. Under this, we actually conduct various programs for various target groups. They can be graduates, degree college students, undergraduates, postgraduates, no matter whichever stream they are from, because the main topic is financial management. You could say money matters or financial literacy. This is a subject which is actually not taught in schools. So that is one of the main reasons why the initiative has been taken by the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs to actually empower minds so that they can take informed decisions related to money matters. And this would also help them in reaching their financial goals. Now, we would start with this session. And in case you find any query you need to ask, you're free to do the same. I will welcome you all once again. And ma'am, can I share the PPT now?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Can you see my PPT?
No, it's not yet visible.
Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Ma'am, can you just
Om is there. Om, Sushma ma'am ko kuch help chahiye dekho.
share screen.
Hello.
Yeah, Om. It is a share
Madam,
screen, right?
screen share করুন।
আচ্ছা এটা ঠিক আছে এখন দেখা যাচ্ছে?
Yeah. Yes, it has come. A beautiful lady has come.
You're also beautiful. Okay.
So sweet. Thank you.
So we're going to start this session, Financial Literacy for Women Empowerment. And exactly what is financial literacy all about? We need to understand, and why is it very important for each one of us to look at it also by financial inclusion of the women. Now, women, as we know, play a very important role in everybody's lives, okay? The main thing out here we need to understand is they have a lot of financial literacy issues. Like people are not, they cannot be in a position to take decisions where money matters are concerned. And they actually, if you notice their lifespan, ma'am, just a minute, I'll just see if the previous slide has come, just a minute, okay? Okay. Okay. So mainly what is financial literacy all about? It is mainly about money and management of your planning, financial planning with relation to your family goals. It could be mid-term, it could be short-term, or it could be long-term in nature. It could be anything like, you know, the birth of a child, or purchase of a house, or the marriage of a daughter, or, you know, the education of your child, or you want to renovate your house, or otherwise, you also want to send your child abroad for higher studies, for professional qualifications. You want to travel abroad. It could be anything, and even planning for retirement and emergencies. Okay. Now, throughout this period, you'll notice that in the past, it was mainly the male or the head of the family who would take decisions where money matters were concerned. Not that women could not do it, but in some cases, if you look into various families, you'll realize that women lag behind where when money management is concerned, where decision making is concerned. It's mainly the male member. It could be in the form of a father, it could be in the form of a husband, the father-in-law, brother, who takes a call as to how they should handle the money matters. So mainly now, if you notice, women have a longer life expectancy compared to men. And they tend to move in and out of workforce for various reasons. It could be that might be they had to shift to a new town, or they have got married. They had to give up their career because of a child coming into their life, and they found motherhood plays priority. But again, after some years, she may get back to work. So when this process is going on throughout her journey towards old age, she will realize, or anybody for that matter, their relationship with money, which is long-term in nature. So, we may not, it's always not right to say that, okay, they were not given an opportunity. In some cases, women don't take the initiative. They may lack confidence, or they may be worried that, no, I may not be able to handle this. I may not be able to control the family finances or the business, but today India is changing. It's with time, it's moving ahead. You're seeing a lot of women in the role of engineers, teachers, doctors, and having startups, having their own enterprises and running the show really well. So mainly, what is the financial literacy all about? If you see, financial literacy is nothing but a combination of awareness, to be aware about what's happening around. That could be anything, whether it is your budget, whether it is your savings, whether it is your spending, your behavior towards how you are dealing with money, your attitude, your approach towards leading a luxurious life or a simple life, and the skill that you will implement when you want to let go of cash or hold on to cash, and knowledge, which we consider is the best investment when you think about learning something new, let it be even financial literacy or anything else. So mainly this combination is necessary to make sound financial decisions, ultimately achieve individual financial well-being. As mentioned earlier, financial literacy is the capability to make informed decisions and take effective measures regarding the current and future use of management of finances. Like if you want to buy a piece or you want to educate your child, that would also include money. If you are requiring any hospitalization to be done of any senior member in the family, there would be a requirement of money. You may require money even for creating an event for your child's birthday, or making a event for your daughter's marriage. So you need to think how all I'm going to move, and where my finances are concerned, what is the sources of finance. Now, sources of finance, there can be various measures where sources of finances are concerned. It could be via salary, if you are a teacher, or otherwise you are getting a monthly salary, you are working in some office, or if you have business, then it is your profit, what you earn, that again can be in moving on the north side or the south side, whenever and as when there is a profit or a loss. Then thirdly, even it could be if you're having a house, putting it on rent, that rental also is a source of income. Other than that, if you have some money parked in the bank account and you may have a fixed deposit, that could also be another one way of earning an appreciation in the value, say for a couple of years, and based on the long-term value, you could get a much better rate of return. Then addressing the challenges associated with life events, it could be anything. We don't know anything about today or what's going to happen tomorrow. It could be a job loss that people had to face during the corona period. It could be lives lost due to any purpose, accidents. Then you need to save. You need to keep some part of money for yourself when you retire. So that is why it's very important to become financially literate, irrelevant of the fact of your age, the gender you belong, the place you live, and the lifestyle you lead. But it is essential because it has a direct impact on the economic growth of the nation as a whole. Because when people save, naturally, when people contribute towards investment also, it directly also results in money being analyzed in the right manner. So what is the need of financial literacy? So you can see here, participation of low-income groups in the formal financial system, shift from joint family towards nuclear family system, with some cases, not always, but mainly we see this in cities. Then you're talking about shifting pension from defined benefit to defined contribution. And there is still a lot of products which we don't understand. New products keep coming, whether it is in the insurance side, whether it is in the banking arena, whether even if it is in the, you can talk about investments that you make in the capital markets, stock markets. So because of all this, you don't know, like, these are products, jeta achi, mote quota suitable achi or quota nai. Okay. But one thing you should remember, that it's very important to be aware of it, So that will help you in your well-being. So by empowering women, we are trying to bridge the gap between the gender. And I said it has a direct relationship with the national, level growth of the country as a whole. So when we say when women progress, India progresses. And therefore it is crucial to prioritize and invest in women's financial literacy and well-being. Because you'll see, right from the times when Amara Santma thile, semane mainly kheti badi karuthile, ki they were housewives, simple housewives. But jemiti time age advance ହେଇଗଲେ ତ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଛି କି ଆମେ ନିଜେ ଝିଅ ପୁଅ ପିଲାମାନେ ଆଗେ ବଢୁଛନ୍ତି ପଢାଶୁଣା କରିକି ସେମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ନିଜକୁ ଲାଇଫ କୁ ଷ୍ଟେବିଲିଟି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଇନକମ୍ ଆସୁଛି different streams to ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ କହିଲି କିନା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ତ ଯେବେ ସେମାନେ ଏକ୍ସପୋଜର ପାଉଛନ୍ତି ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିରେ ସେ ଯେ ପଇସା ଆସୁଛି ସେମାନେ ସବୁ ଯଦି ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କରେ ରଖିବେ ତ କଣ ହୁଏ ଆଉ ଯଦି ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଟୁ ଆଉ କିଛି ଅପସନ୍ସ ରଖିଲେ କଣ ହୁଏ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଏଟା ଜାଣିବାରେ ବହୁତ ହି important ଅଛି ki why do we need financial literacy for women? Because as it is being shown, unfortunately 80% of women in India still struggle with financial literacy. And around 62% of Indian women do not own bank accounts. Or they're just, happy by being in the shadow. Okay, hai na, husband hai na, dekh rahe hai na, bhai hai na, dekh rahe hai, father-in-law dekh rahe hai. But they may have limited access to banking services, so they get kind of, tuned to that kind of a system. But it plays a very big role, key role in bringing gender equality in society. And it sets the base for empowerment, because even if you see today, if you look into marriages also, you will see that people always want somebody who's earning, who is well qualified, who will also be helpful in managing the budget and managing the home affairs. Along with earning, they would also be taking care of the finances. So that becomes another helping hand for the husband. But this is the positive side. The other side is like one should also notice that things are changing. Sometimes even there are cases where we see single motherhood, where we see a lot of divorces happening, or we see a lot of changes that were not there earlier. So you should know what I'm earning, where do I park my money, what do I do with my money, and how do I keep something for myself in the later years of my life when I would be, kind of not getting the salary into my account, and there would be a lot of medical expenses. That's why you need to understand, if you're financially literate, you move towards financial inclusion, getting into the system. And finally, financial freedom. Why? Because you kind of inculcate such habits that will help you, manage your relationship with money. So then what do? You can tell me, do I save or invest? Can you please participate, all of you? Do you think one should save or one should invest?
In my invest and saving, both 50% should be.
Okay, good. Anybody else? Okay.
Madam, proceed on.
All right. So yes, it is important to save, but that is the first channel which would also make you realize that savings is not going to be the only thing that you need to concentrate upon. There is another channel also that you need to look into, is that is investments. So mainly savings, if you go to see, is done for a short-term purpose and for meeting short-term goals. And it could be more liquid, but the risk level would be really pretty low compared to investments. We were trying to fear putting our money into investing into any kind of financial asset. Let it be stocks, let it be bonds, equities, mutual funds, because you may think that wo shayad hamare samajh ke bahar hai. Okay, but it is not like that. There's a better support system today, if you see, compared to what it was, say, 10, 20 years down the line. So there are a few misconceptions about money, that we say money is meant for spending. Salary aa gaya, paisa aa gaya khate mein, to hum chalo party karte hain. And first we think of, okay, there is a attraction, let go of the money. But you need to understand that no, you need to, if you want to spend, fine. But first, out of the savings, you first push aside some amount towards your savings, out of your earnings. Out of your earnings, you put first you push aside some amount towards saving, and then you go towards expenditure. then people also misunderstand that in the insurance mein rakh ke koi fayda nahi hua. Insurance is an investment, but no. Investment, it is not. It is just a tool to help you in the time of crisis so that you can mitigate the risk. You can minimize the risk as and when any eventuality comes, whether it is life, whether it is health. So, and there are other, people also may think that it's very time consuming, very complicated task, and it is well understood, as I just mentioned earlier, by either by people who are from commerce or who are into chartered accountancy or something like that, or people who are been in the industry for a very long time, mainly the male members of the house. But you must understand that it's a woman also who needs to have an equal amount of knowledge where it's concerned. So savings will kind of you park your money, but again the growth is slow. But when you invest, you're making your money work for you. You're getting, see, around now banks may be giving how much rate of interest, ma'am? Anybody can tell me? How many of you have bank accounts?
Yes, we all have. We all
Okay.
have, ma'am.
Okay.
Maximum people must be having their account.
How many of you have put your money in fixed deposits or recurring deposits?
Yes.
And what is the rate of interest you're earning?
8%, 7 to 8%.
Okay. But if you see now, there is, do you think there is an element of risk when you're parking your money in the banks?
Not necessarily, ma'am. There is no risk. We observe there is no risk.
Are you 100% sure, sir?
100%. Look, yeah, that something happened to America Bank and something happened to Maharashtra. Something, those risks are there.
So America और महाराष्ट्र पे आपने बॉम्ब छोड़ दिए, sir.
No,
ऐसा
no.
नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है.
Private banks, there may be risks.
ऐसा नहीं है, sir. There is something called as inflationary risk. Even if I'm parking my money in the banks, it will not be sufficient enough. Suppose, okay, let's give you an example. I'm putting 1,000. Bank is giving me, for example, 5% interest for a FD, which I'm putting for 1 year. So by the end of 1 year, I get 1,050, right, sir? But,
okay.
But at the same time, if inflation is moving towards 6%, so this 1,050 is, it doesn't suffice the purpose. It becomes less.
Correct.
So you have something. We say, हाँ चलो बैंक में चोरी हो गया, घपला हो गया, फिलहाल बैंक से ऐसा हुआ, वैसा हुआ. That is a secondary part. But the primary part is, even what you are shown, the rate of interest, if you go to see, do the bankers take the inflationary part? We are looking at 7% and all. But is it the practical part? Are you looking at inflation also that's happening on the other side? That is something that you need to understand. And that is why it's important, okay, for short-term goals, liquidity है, बैंक में रखे, चलो जब भी चाहिए निकाल सकते हैं, risk काफी कम है. लेकिन अगर आप निवेश करते हो, if you are getting into a part of your funds are parked in investment, do not park everything. But decision is yours, and I'm not going to tell you also because we are not allowed to. It's really the people who are listening, their own decision. It is your hard-earned money. Put a part of it in investment and learn how it works over there also. Now, why investment? Because as you can see in the slide, is putting your money to work. You are earning something in a business or a salary or a rental property is giving you something, or you sold, you have gold, काफी कुछ financial assets होंगे आपके पास. Okay. लेकिन यहाँ पे जब आप डालते हो, so what is happening is as and when the market, if there is a rise or a fall, we don't know, we cannot predict, right? Even the rate of interest changes year by year, okay, between banks also, right? So similarly, market be very unpredictable, जब life भी unpredictable होता है, so anywhere the future is काफी unpredictable, and that is why we also talk about insurance. But if you stay invested for a very long period of time, say 10-15 years, you are bound to get potentially high rate of return, okay? But again, I'm saying risks are there. There are plenty kind of risk, credit risk, you have systematic risk, you have unsystematic risk, you have, some things that cannot be diversified, that could be political risk, that could be currency, market also some changes, or geopolitical relationship with India and Ukraine or China, everything that can affect, which we may not really have control on. All right. So I told you what is inflation. It is nothing but it refers to the rise in prices of goods and services. And this is one thing that investors also fear. So you need to actually take decisions where you can beat inflation. All right. Like kichi time aage tomato bahut rate thila, ekin simiti nahi na, but market will change mid time. Ekin jagah you're going to have festivals coming again. There's going to be changes in prices. So accordingly, you will also take your decisions. Okay. And what are the habits you need that need to be followed? It is always, I have already told you this, save first and then go towards expenditure. Understand the essential between needs versus wants. Which is very essential for you would be your needs. It could be your child's education or your mother who is being, anybody's mother which is needing medical expertise. Then wants could be, okay, I'm having a house, but I want to get an AC, or I want to take a bigger size of house or a high-end mobile. So before you buy, you need to ask yourself whether you really need it and identify things that you don't need. And you can delay your want until you really think you can afford it. So it's very important for you to prepare a budget and to track your spending. How many of you prepare your budget, home budget?
Madam, we make budget, but it goes up and down maximum time.
Yeah. So, but still one should continue because you can keep, track, plan and control your finances. That is why budgeting is important.
Right, right.
Now, the eighth wonder, as defined by Albert Einstein, the physicist, is the power of compounding. And as mentioned, it works best if you stay invested for a very long period, as you not only earn upon the principal amount, but also interest. Like you can see, I just made a small, image put up here where you're talking about looking into two sides, either via simple interest channel or when you're taking it via compound interest channel. And you see that an amount of 100, you're getting an interest of 10%. So via simple interest, every year 10, 10, 10, 10, okay, 110, then you're going on that, okay. Then comes to 120, then again 110, then 120 plus 10, 130. But on this side, power of compounding, you see 110, then it goes on 110, it is calculated, then again, based on that interest, 121 and then 133, all right. How many of you are aware of rule number 72?
Interest rate. Excuse me. Hello. 1 second. 1 minute. Who's talking? अरे किए कथा होचा बंद करो वॉइस टा ऑडियो टाकू क्लिक करो कथा टाकू बंद करके तुम तुमरा कथा हुओ जे मीटिंग रे रही कि डिस्टर्ब करिवो नाही ना प्लीज ओके कंटिन्यू मैडम
So I come to rule number 72. Rule number 72 is nothing. Jedi apan ko rate of interest jana achi, and if you divide it by number 72, it is a formula by mathematicians. You will come to know how many years it will take to double the money. Like suppose a bank is giving something like, say, for example, 8%. So 72 divided by 8 within 9 years, it will take that much time for the money to double. All right. Now, as we mentioned earlier also, that in any kind of financial avenue, there is an element of a risk. And risk cannot be eliminated, but one needs to manage risk. So exactly, there is a relationship between risk versus return. As we said that, okay, why am I buying a property? Because I know today I bought it at this rate. After 5 years, if I go to sell the property, there is an amount of capital gain and value will be appreciating. Or similarly, if it is gold, or similarly, if I'm putting it in the bank or even investing it, I know that there is going to be a higher value when tomorrow, if things market goes in the right way, it can be a downfall, it can be a rise also. Okay. So it can be in the form of interest, as I mentioned, or dividend that you receive in your investments in financial assets, but they go hand in hand. So what you need to do, as we said, you can manage your risk, you need to diversify. And what is diversification? Diversification is nothing, but you are allocating your investments in various financial instruments ଯେମିତି ଆପଣ ଟିକେ କିଛି ପଇସା ରଖିଛ bank ରେ କିଛି ରଖିଛ postal scheme ରେ କିଛି ରଖିଛ retirement ପାଇଁ କିଛି ରଖିଛ NPS କିଛି ରଖିଛ equities ରେ ଆଉ କିଛି gold ରେ ରଖିଲ ଏଟା ଏ ପାଇଁ ଦରକାର କି ଯଦି କିଛି ବି ଗୋଟେ ଦିନରେ ତ ସବୁ market ସବୁ collapse ହେବନି କେବେ gold ର market ଭଲ ହେବ ତ କେବେ bank may give you a different rate of interest or you may earn more in the property that you have actually purchased and you're going for selling the same. Okay. I can have government schemes kotha koiba. Government schemes, there are many actually. And if you go to see, there was one like this one which is being shown as is Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. Yaad rakho uchi jadi apan ko if you want to start something of your own, okay, you want your own business to start, then what you the government is giving you a loan wherein you are getting in different parameters. There is something that is Shishu and Kishore and Tarun. Depending upon the amount of loan that you want to avail, these loans are given to business, okay, proprietors or entrepreneurs or small and medium enterprises. So they must be, borrowers must be from the following, like non-corporate small business segment, proprietorship, partnership firm, small manufacturing unit, service sector units, shopkeepers, sabji je bikri koruchi, follow je bikri koruchi, truck operators je achi, ki je catering business karuthebo, ki repair shop hebo kara machine operating shop hebo kara small industries hebo ki food processing business hebo, jeta bhi other industry jeta rural or urban areas re achi. Now यहाँ पे main document jeta darkar is proof of identity, item ro JBH quotation, purchase and category certificate. So eta dinta category achi Shishu loans up to 50,000, Kishore loans from above 50 to up to 5 lakh, Tarun covering loans above 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Itachi Sukanya Samruddhi Yojana, which I know you all, most of you all must be aware of, but still I will introduce you to that. That the objective is to promote the welfare of the girl child, and mainly a natural or a legal guardian on behalf of a girl child can open this account till the age of 10 or less, the child should be, and maximum number of accounts is up to 2 girls or 3 in case of twins girls as second birth, or the first birth itself results in 3 children. Again, there is a tax deduction under Section 80C of Income Tax Act 1961. Now, jadi upon premature closure karibe allowed in the event of death of the depositor or on compassionate grounds such as medical support in life-threatening disease, and is authorized by the order of the central government. So, jadi irregularly upon jadi you're not continuing the payment, then there'll be an amount of penalty that will be levied on you. And mode of deposit can be in cash, it can be in check, it can be in demand draft. And withdrawal a certain portion of the balance lying in the account as at the end of the previous financial year for the purpose of higher education and marriage after the attaining the age of 18 years. Agoti Yojana bhi achi Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana je samast ko jana achi mainly for financial inclusion the sita Parajaithala in the year August 2014, wherein one can maintain a zero balance account. There was a RuPay debit card provision, an accidental insurance cover and a life cover of a certain amount with payment on the death of the beneficiary, again subject to condition. Then overdraft facility bhi diya jauchi adare, and you have mobile banking facility for checking your banking and transferring funds. Kanki you can samast mobile use karuchi online hi hochi basic. So they earn interest also on the deposits, and it's not mandated to have a minimum balance in the account. Agically, privately, if you go to some banks, they will say, okay, you need to keep a balance of 3,000 or 10,000 or 25,000. Our direct benefit transfer for beneficiaries of government scheme, easy access for pension and insurance products, and you get a checkbook. The individual has to fill the minimum balance for that criteria. Vidya Lakshmi portal, yeta actually je mane padasuna koruchanti just for their support system. This is a basic objective of the scheme. Jetachi is to provide easy and effective system of getting educational loan so that KB Pilak Kocha, they should not lose a year and they should not leave their education in the middle. So this is the web address of the portal, www.vidyalakshmi.co.in. And it is a common loan application form which is available to students, and there is a provision to actually, apply to various banks for educational loans through a single form. The site is linked to the National Scholarship Portal for information and to apply for government scholarship. The students can view the status of their loan application at any time and at any place with an easy access to the dashboard facility of the website. Acha, am I going fast? Or
No,
is-
no, ma'am, it's okay because after you finish your slide showing, we'll go for the question answer session within this 1 hour only. So it's okay, fine, ma'am.
Okay. ठीक ଅଛି गोटे आउ गोटे स्कीम भी कहूची प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना जादरे it is a credit link subsidy scheme for lower income group and economically weaker section and middle income group. So individuals are eligible to avail subsidy through this scheme only when they are purchasing their first house. Okay, so or if it is a new construction, and in case a family has already availed of central assistance under any housing scheme in the past, then already own a house in India, either in the name or in the name of a family member or their spouse is also claiming interest subsidy for house, they will not be eligible to avail under this scheme. The property purchase, it needs to be in compliance with the guidelines as prescribed by the scheme. All right, from time to time. Then these are the basic, insurance schemes of the government of India. One is the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. You have the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, or you can say the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Now, just to give you a gist about it, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, it provides accidental insurance cover up to 2 lakhs to bank account holders and in the age of 18 to 70 years. A fixed annual premium. Actually, there will be changes. Okay, you will have to recheck it with the banker. Yeah, because things keep on changing. And there is a fixed annual premium which is deducted from the bank account through auto debit facility. And persons would be eligible to join the scheme through one saving bank account only. You have to open an account with the bank. Insurance covers permanent and partial disability due to accidents. All right. Then we will talk about Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. And this provides life insurance cover of 2 lakh to bank account holders. Again, you need to have a savings bank account in the age group of 18 years to 50 years. And a fixed annual premium of rupees 436 is deducted from the bank through the auto debit facility. Then you have the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana or Ayushman Bharat, which provides healthcare facilities. It is mainly helping the poor, underprivileged families deprived in the rural areas and identifying occupational category of urban worker families. There is no restriction on the family size or the age or the gender, and no money needs to be paid to the family for treatment in such hospitals. And then you have the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Mainly this is for farmers. Why? Because sometimes due to seasonal rains, heavy floods and all, sometimes they have to farmers face a lot of challenges and a lot of losses. So crop insurance scheme is mainly aimed at shielding farmers from the crop failure through insurance. And the scheme ensures farmers against droughts, dry spells, floods, inundation, pests, diseases, natural fire, lightning, landslides, or hailstorms, cyclones, typhoons. So mainly the scheme covers post-harvest losses up to a period of 14 days. Any doubts here?
Yes, ma'am. This third one, this Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Which office, the person can go and do this?
You can visit the, sir, I will just tell you, you can visit the website. It is
Yeah.
at www.pmjay.gov.in. That is, again, www.Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. That's why it's pmjay.gov.in. All the information is displayed on that site. You can always look into that and read through that, and everything is mentioned, sir.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other query?
No, ma'am, it's okay. You can proceed.
This is Atal Pension Yojana. Under Atal Pension Yojana, it is a pension-oriented saving scheme focused on the citizens in the unorganized sector. It is also it is open to all bank account holders, and mainly the objective is to provide a fixed amount of pension to unorganized sector workers who find no coverage under the social security schemes. So the minimum age of opening an API account is 18 years and the maximum is 40 years. And exit before 60 years is not generally permitted except in the event of the death of the beneficiary or terminal diseases. However, the spouse can continue with the scheme even after the death of the beneficiary. But one should know, even though you have so many schemes and so many banks coming up with a lot of new things, you need to be very careful of scams and frauds. For the simple reason is, though we are talking about a lot about technology and a digital world, there are a lot of risk factors also involved. There are, when we mentioned in the previous slides, we said now people are moving. Even earlier, they were migrating towards cities, and parents are left alone to look after themselves, and some children settle abroad. In such case, there is a lot of things that people may just ask you on the phone call, and they may try to retrieve information saying that they are a bank employee, or they may ask you for a lot of personal information which you should not divulge in. For the simple reason is, if you are giving the information without even knowing the person, somebody is talking, then that could actually help the other person get a lot of information about the scheme.
कोई उड़िया फ्रेंड है वो जानता है वो पेन भी
So you should actually memorize it.
GMMS में भी
Can I speak? Somebody is talking.
हाँ हाँ पक्का
Okay. So you should not write your PIN anywhere. Even if you're going to the ATM to withdraw money, you should try to avoid shoulder surfing. Now, what is shoulder surfing? At times when you're entering your PIN, or even if you're going to a restaurant, or even when we are going to a petrol station, you will see that there may be somebody who's just looking at it from the other side. Okay, so you need to be cautious as to whenever you're making such transaction, put your hand over the code that you are entering so that nobody else comes to know about it, and accordingly you are safeguarding your own finances. Okay.
लोन का
How many of you are aware of Ponzi scheme? How many have put your money into the Ponzi scheme? Still somebody is talking. I request, I think it is. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You are quite audible. I think two persons, Bera sir and Pramod Swai, you
No,
have
no.
not.
I want to talk to you. You want to talk to you, please mute all.
Please mute. Please mute. Yes, ma'am. Ye Ponzi scheme, what is this? Actually, I don't know. Maybe other participants might be knowing, but I'm
You know,
hearing.
because it is actually running rampantly in the rural areas.
Okay.
So what is the, how many of you have put your money in Ponzi schemes? Ki ask ki apan ko koichi ki itte कम समय रे आपण तो पैसा डबल हेजिबो कि आपण आउ गोटे मेंबर को निया आसंतु आउ आपण को भी बेनिफिट्स मिलिबो तो जेबे से आउ गोटे मेंबर को आनुचंती गोटे सर्किल हे जाउची इसकी टोपी उसके सर उसकी टोपी इसके सर लेकिन ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है और पैसे निकल के तुरंत छू फरार हो जाता है तो ये काफी गांव में भी ऐसे देखा गया है कि these things are happening. So how many of you have invested in a Ponzi scheme?
मैडम पचारचंती पार्टिसिपेंट्स मानक भितरु किए से पंजी स्कीम रे किछि इन्वेस्ट करिसंती कि ए विषय रे किछि सुनिचंती कि इफ नॉट मैडम केही सुनी नाहती आपण आगु को बढ़ंतु
नाही मैडम पंजिस ऊपर हम किछ जानिनु आपण टिके आ विषय डिटेल्स कोंतु मैडम
Okay, actually Ponzi schemes was actually started by a man named as Charles Ponzi. जोड़ी रू गोटे लोक ना से गोटे आ गोटे जन को जाइकी कहिछि कि स्कीम बहुत बढ़िया अछि आ बहुत कम टाइम रे लाभ हेबो पैसा डबल हे जेबो अपन बहुत मुनाफा हेबो बट लास्ट से कहला आ गोटे मेंबर को निया तो एमिति करी करी कि 8 जन 10 जन 15 जन 25 जन 50 जन समस्त इनपुट करी करी कि जाउतले स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ मनी इनिशियली से माने कौन करती कि से माने तुम अपन जो पैसा पाइछि अपन तो से आउ गोटे मेंबर को देकी गिफ्ट दे देबो either in the form of a like a two-wheeler or at least in what I heard over here in Mumbai there was this lady who had asked me ki Sushma you get into it, it's very nice and all, and the problem is that my husband who was a chartered accountant he said no it doesn't sound good enough, you don't know the company, you know nothing about it, my back out. So we backed out, but you won't believe that lady how money went down the line compared to the others. Chandani called Ruby, Ruby called Sangeeta, Sangeeta called Bela, Bela called Rashmi. In that circle what happened, everybody was trusting one another कि हाँ मोरो पैसा बढ़िबो मोरो पैसा कामरे आसीबो मोरो आगे भी जे भी अछि मते भलो हेबो घर पाए. So what happened is से माने बुझी न बुझी कि से माने तांका पैसा इनपुट करी करी कि गले but धीरे धीरे कौन हैला पैसा चली गला हाथ. I'm telling you, even that session I'm taking right now, no, there are people who must have had this occasion. But they don't speak. If it would be a physical class, I've gone to rural areas, I have seen. They will wait for some time. Tapore se mane kochi, ha madam, ye ama sangre bhi hechi. Ke tanku neta just a gold coin deki koibo ki there is a plot of land and plantation land, and if you invest, it will develop. And people have gone and signed the contract and all, but in the end, they see that there is no plantation land. Rose Valley and you had Sarda scam, you had such a lot of scams happening. What was this all about? Just trusting somebody without really getting information. So how do you safeguard yourself?
Madam, excuse me. Madam, but but is it free for all, or does do the government authorities, they do not have anything to control this?
This is a non-government unregulated activity that is happening. I, being a part of being a SEBI panel trainer, that is why I would like to highlight a point ki you only and only have to deal with SEBI registered advisors, SEBI registered mutual fund, SEBI registered financial planners. These are all unregulated. These are just not recognized. Company का registration भी नहीं है. कंपनी के कुछ पेपर्स भी नहीं है, और अगर वो आपको आके बताता है कि पैसा आपका डबल होगा, या एक चेन्नई में एक प्लॉट ऑफ लैंड है जहाँ पे हम लोग ग्रो करेंगे मशरूम्स या कुछ भी होगा, फॉर इंस्टेंस एनी अदर प्रोडक्ट, जो मुनाफा आपको 10 गुना क्या 50 गुना मिलेगा, आप बोलते अरे वाह ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, तो आपने पैसे डाल दिया, उन्होंने आपको एक सोने का चवन्नी दे दिया और आपने विश्वास कर लिया. लेकिन जाओगे जब आप प्रैक्टिकली देखोगे कि वहां पे कुछ है ही नहीं और आप देते जा रहे हो पैसा. ये सब अनरेगुलेटेड एक्टिविटीज है. इसके लिए नाम पॉन्जी स्कीम्स इसलिए है बिकॉज एक बंदा था जिसका नाम चार्ल्स पॉन्जी, समवेयर अराउंड 1920s में उन्होंने ये स्कैम किया. अगेन ही इज टॉकिंग. Sir, have you understood the point?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So you have to be very careful. See, when आपण जेबे आपण रो पिला को यदि आपण गोटे स्कूल रो जीवो एडमिशन या पाए, whether it is CBSE, whether it is ICSE, तांकर भी गोटे एफिलिएशन नंबर रोए.
Correct, correct.
Naturally यदि झो पिला हो को पिला हो जेबे से माने एग्जाम्स में भी बसुची कि क्लासरूम में भी तांकर गोटे आइडेंटिटी कार्ड होय. Similarly, जब से माने नीट पे बसिबे कि इंजीनियरिंग जेई पे बसुचंती कि इवन बोर्ड एग्जाम्स पे बसुची तांकर भी यूनिक कोड दिया जाउची.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you are seeing again a property, you will see that, but you will see the legality of the papers, right? So when you don't have anybody just giving you such details, but they are only and only giving you sweet talk. They are trying to play with your mind game and attracting you to the power of, lot of wealth. And very soon, in a very short duration of time, please understand, it is something that's a trap being set, well framed by the person who's coming here to take advantage. You should ask the person कि आपने वो पहले किया है क्या? अगर आपने खुद ही उसको अप्लाई किया, क्या आप मुझे बताओगे आपके कितने प्रॉफिट्स हुआ है? He will not be able to show you.
Yeah.
They will trap innocent people. That's why you should never listen to any kind of tips or rumors, because, seriously speaking, the one who is giving you, he is not qualified enough. Even when we are taking these lectures, we have to clear exams which are very tough for us. Okay. Other than that, even if I'm doing my certified financial planner, I have to qualify level 1, level 2, so that I deliver properly. And the person who is going to have a client relation with me, this money should not go down the drain, because SEBI is in the backside watching to put a whip on my back. They will take action. They will see that the office is closed. There will be no business dealings and everything is shut. Why is SEBI taking the initiative? Because they are the market regulator. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Why did SEBI come up with something that is called a risk-o-meter? Risk-o-meter is a semicircle which is shown when anybody wants to make investments in a mutual fund. This is again an initiative taken by SEBI. Why did they do that? Again, to protect the investor. Because each individual will have a different plan. Sir, your plan will be different from that of your neighbor or your colleague in office. Yes? Upon JB financial plan koruchanti, upon the family ro olgai rabana, how good is onato? Because everybody's needs, wants, responsibilities, finances, lifestyle, income, expenditure is different. So you need to be very careful. But, when you say, when do I start investments or when do I start the process of, financial planning, the time is now. If you delay it, it will get more and more expensive. It will get more and more costly. And what happens is then you lose on a lot of, interest or any kind of appreciation, which you would, even if it would be in a small amount, but then you are at least completing the walk of life right now.
Yes, right, ma'am.
So you should keep something for retirement also, because that time but you need to keep something for yourself and do not interfere with those funds. So this is what my session was all about. There was a lot more to talk about, but since I was told that it is a self-help group, I try to make it as simple as possible. I hope it must be beneficial. I hope you'll understand and could connect with what I was trying to deliver and got to learn something new today, because please do not forget, the best investment is in knowledge, as Warren Buffett says. The more you learn, you are in a better position in life to be more careful, especially when money is concerned.
Hello, madam.
Thank you.
Madam. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Madam, I am Lingaraj Panigrahi speaking from Paralakhamundi.
Yes, sir.
So you are telling Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. So all the people have a zero account passbook, but after passbook they have a passbook, but 2 to 3 insurance scheme, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana per year 20 rupees and Pradhan Mantri Jivan Jyoti Bima Yojana per year 436 rupees.
436 rupees. Yeah.
36
And,
rupees now latest
Suraksha
प्रधानमंत्री
Yojana
सुरक्षा
20.
बीमा योजना जोटा कि आगु थिला मासको टंका लेखा 12 टंका वर्तमान सेटा गत वर्ष जून onwards रु वर्ष को 20 टंका हो जायछि.
Correct.
तो कथा होछि कोन हमरो जो माने ओएलएम रो एसएच ग्रुप महासंघ समस्त पाखरे जीरो अकाउंट पासबुक अछि. ए प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना रे प्राय समस्त इन्वॉल्व अछति करछन. किंतु प्रधानमंत्री जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना तो वार्षिक 330 रु 436 टका हे गला सेथिरे केई करि नांती मैडम.
Actually, sir,
आउ समान मध्य अटल पेंशन योजना पर मध्य आउर नांती. तो प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना एक्सीडेंटल बेनिफिट 2 लाख. प्रधानमंत्री जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना नेचुरल डेथ डेथ क्लेम पे पाई परिबे ए सब जाक सेमान पई दरकार
Correct.
सर
बेटा जी प्रधानमंत्री जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना 2 lakh और एज ब्रैकेट इज 18 to 50 years. और
या
प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना is 18 to 70 years.
70 years yes madam I know madam
But sir, always keep in mind that the government will change the policies and all, which
yeah
we really have nothing much to do. As we said earlier also, rate of interest
Yes.
also keeps changing year by year.
yes madam
So those are things like which we talk about unsystematic risk.
Yeah, yeah.
Control line, inflationary
control line yes
inflationary risk, no control. Geopolitical relations and no control. Then you
our
have-
part is madam our part is awareness to the people
Correct.
sir
Yes, sir. That is the purpose of today's program, sir.
okay
Mainly awareness and education knowledge, because the main
yes.
is the decision maker is
financial
basically-
financial education and financial literacy
Yeah, because the main decision maker will be you only, na. Whoever is
Yeah,
having the source of funds, na, they will decide.
madam.
I have
Madam,
taken a lecture, but what suits you
Okay.
best, what I
Okay,
should take,
madam.
what measures I should take is my decision.
Today's topic is financial literacy for the women. It is best chapter for us, but I am the district level trainer of Odisha Liability Mission, madam.
Okay, sir.
Okay, madam.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
How did you
Madam,
find this session?
Madam, I have one more doubt. This rule number 72 is what? I just want to clarify that.
Acha, rule number 72 is nothing, madam. It is if you want to calculate कि कितने वर्ष रे मोर पैसा टंका मोर डबल हे जीवो ना. So mathematicians have removed that. जदि आपन को बैंक कहला कि मते 9% दोचंती. So you will take 72 divided by 9. So you know that in 8 years my money will double up. Just have to
Okay.
divide it by 72. So
Okay,
whether you
okay.
are interested in waiting that long, then how much money you want to keep, or do you want to diversify? Do you want to have some postal office schemes? Do you want to have some bank schemes, or do you want to have some senior citizen scheme, or do I want to invest in mutual funds? Then how do I go when I don't know about mutual funds? Then the best part is you connect with the fund manager again, register, SEBI register. Getting my point?
Yeah.
You should not even give your power of attorney to the stockbroker and not deal in cash. Why? You know, because if you are putting your funds over there, he may misuse it for his own buying and selling of shares for his own self. Na? So you
Right,
should be careful about that part also. It's very important. And whenever
Right,
you have any redressal, there is a redressal mechanism of SEBI, that is scores. SEBI complaint redressal mechanism, wherein they look into such affairs. So Ponzi is something that is unregulated, highly risk. Only attractive factor ki madam apan paisa adare invest karantu and in 6 months, 3 months double age, but it doesn't happen like that. Apan jodi pilamani ko school padochandi class from the play school till 10 years, till 15 years it takes for the child to get educated, to learn also to read, write, frame the answers. Again, they have UG.
Right.
So how do you expect so much fast, results in any scheme for that matter?
Right.
Nothing comes quick.
Madam, excuse. Madam, in the chat, Mr. Santiranjan and Mr. Dilip Satpathy, they have requested to share the PowerPoint presentation. So if you can give to Om can circulate in the OCF members email ID group, so that it will help everybody if you want to, if you can.
I'll have
Is
to-
this possible?
I'll have to look into it, ma'am, because this is the first
Okay.
time I have kind of conducted.
All
this
right.
session.
All right. It's okay, fine. You can modify that to shareable presentation करके अगर if दे सकते हैं, so it will help everybody, because you have mentioned a lot of things which will help everyone. So just see that, madam, because a wonderful knowledge you shared through the sources, careful what we need to be careful, and the various yojanas, so many things. So it will definitely help to the members, those who could not attend also. So just see that. It's okay, fine, no issue.
Sure.
Hello?
Yes,
Madam,
ma'am.
Sachi madam, in this connection, I have got a small thing.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
in many of the other occasions also, though, whenever it is asked that a email ID are being given. In fact, myself, I have given quite a number of times. But if we can put up a combined request to OCF, whoever of the team is taking care of the sending messages or PPTs, whatever it is, it can be done really religiously and regularly. It will really help. That's much.
Yeah, that definitely we will request Mr. Om to take care of everybody's email ID and send the PowerPoint presentation of the speakers frequently we are having. So that will be taken care of, sir. No, don't worry. We will see to it. We'll see to it.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone else who has any doubt about this financial literacy for women in this category, in this topic? It was really wonderful, Sushma ma'am, and the way you presented in a very simple format. It was very interesting and very knowledgeable. हमारा कंट्री में प्रधानमंत्री योजना इतने सारे हैं और सारे मतलब डाउन लोग मतलब बहुत ही जीरो वाले लोगों से शुरू करके ऊपर तक लोगों के लिए है. That's really wonderful. It's basically to support all the categories people.
Yes,
Yeah, it's basically to support all the categories and especially the women folk.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially the women.
Every individual.
Yeah, every individual. So thank you so much,
Thank you,
ma'am. Nice talking to you. Nice, wonderful participants' inputs also.
Thank you, ma'am.
So thank you so much. And you were speaking wonderful Odia also. For that, lot of thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It was my pleasure. Yeah.
Shubhratri. Shubhratri.
Good night, madam. Pratha madam, good night.
Good night, sir. Good night.